Good afternoon. Hi guys. Previous sections we have already discussed about the municipal wastewater treatments and the absorption spectroscopies, and next now we are going to see about on the topics of the UV visible spectroscopies, that is ultraviolet visible radiations from the spectra which arises the for reactions to form a samples. So principles of the ultraviolet. The ultraviolet and visible spectra arises from the transition of valence electron within a molecule or ion from low electronic energy level to higher electronic energy level. This transition occurs due to the absorption of UV or visible light by a molecule or ion. The wavelength region are ultraviolet UV and visible radiations are 200 to 400 and 400 to 750 nanometers respectively. So these are the principles which have been shown in the diagrams, how the absorptions of the light will be affected. Origin of UV visible absorption spectrum. When a monochromatic light is passed through a solution, the electron present in the outermost shell of atoms or molecules origin valence electron absorb radiate energy and undergoes transition from lower energy level GS to higher energy state ES. The actual amount of energy required for transition depends on the energy difference between the ground state energy level E1 and the excited state energy level E2. So del E equal to E2 minus E1 equal to H mu. The two groups chromophores and the oxochromophore are responsible for absorption and position of absorption in UV visible spectra respectively. So this is the formation formula for determining the UV visible spectra. And the chromophore, that is the presence of one or more unsaturated linkages, that is the pi electrons in a compound, are responsible for the absorption of UV radiations. These linkages are referred as the chromophores. Chromophores undergoes pi to pi star transitions in the short wavelength region of UV radiations. Example, C double bond C and C triple bond C, C double bond N, N double bond N, C double bond O. So this is the chromophore oxidations to form a UV radiations. And the next one is an oxochrome, a saturated atom or group of atom having unpaired electrons which does not give any absorption band with its own, but when they are attached to chromophoric group, it alters the position of the P. Example, OH, NH2, Cl, Br, iodine and tin. So this is the example for the oxochrome radiations. Next, the sources of the U block diagram which have been shown the UV visible spectra, how the radiation occurs. The starting material it should be as a source and the monochromata, and it's a slits by using the samples and the detection units, and the reference slit it has been shown in the diagram, and in both the values slits should be in the detection unit, and the waves of the is recorded by using in the amplifier. So the process of the diagram, it should how the samples will be detected for using a color solutions. So the various components of the UV visible spectra are as radiation sources. In UV visible spectrometer, the most commonly used radiation source are hydrogen or deuterium lamps for UV region and tungsten filament lamp for visible region. Requirements of a radiation sources: it must be stable and supply continuous radiations. It must be a sufficient intensity. And two, monochromatas or fillers. The monochromata is used to separate the radiations according to the wavelength. The essential elements of a monochromata are an entrance slit, a dispersing elements and an exit slit. The dispersing element may be a prism or grating. So this is the refractions of fillers to use the cells. Next one is the cell, that is a sample cell and the reference cell. The cell containing sample or reference for analysis should fulfill the following conditions. They must be a uniform in constructions. The material is used for construction should be a inert to solvents. It must be transparent to UV visible light for UV visible region. The cell is made of color corrected fused gas or quartz glass. Next one is the detections. There are the three common detectors used in the visible spectrometers. They are barrier layer cell, photomultiplier tube or photocell. The detector converts the radiation falling on it into electric current. The current is directly proportional to the concentration of the solutions. So, but this is the radiations, how the samples can be detected for the UV visible spectra. Thank you.